Let's see if I can make y'all laugh. But it's your boy King Zero. If it's the first time you checking me out, thank you for viewing me. It's Mr. 3. Peace, love, positivity. Back at it with another reaction. Here to react to y'all favorite criminals at work. Hey, we're gonna look at the top 20 dumbest criminals caught on camera. Do it.
So close, yet, well, still pretty far. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 20 dumbest criminals. For this list, we're taking a look at people who attempted to commit a crime but failed miserably in the process. Number 20, the Doorbell Licker. You might not be familiar with Salinas, California, but it's the hometown of a few famous folks: writer John Steinbeck, performer Vanessa Hudgens, and of course, 33-year-old Roberto Daniel Arroyo, perhaps more commonly known as the Doorbell Licker. Sylvia Dungan's decision to install a Ring doorbell camera into her front door yielded a pretty curious home movie, starring Arroyo as he licked her doorbell for 3 whole hours.
Oh, nah. He was out there for that long. I don't even know exactly what would that do. Like, what's the point of licking the doorbell? Like, I'm done. Let's see if he was trying to mess with the camera to try to get the camera to feed off, so that way then to be able to see him. Like he followed the camera or something. No, he licking the doorbell. That's dumb.
Yeah, he's into this. He is really into this.
As the case went viral online, police quickly caught up with him. They pointed out that the clear quality of the footage made him much easier to identify. So, a word of advice to would-be doorknob lickers: maybe make sure to check for a camera before going about your licking.
That's why the doorknob and this is completely white, because I wiped it down with 4 medical grade sanitary cloths.
Number 19, Dennis Hawkins.
Let's go, pal! I'm making a withdrawal here.
Wearing a disguise is great for concealing one's identity if one is going to commit a crime. Someone should have told Dennis Hawkins that in order for a disguise to work, however, it has to be somewhat believable.
Sit up and take a look, Gary.
Bruh.
It's uncanny.
Hawkins apparently missed that memo as he attempted to rob a bank wearing clown pants with a pair of fake breasts and a blonde wig.
You see me still looking at you, right? That means we see you, right? I'm done. You still the same person.
Sorry, they're new. Dr. Dorfman did an amazing job. They feel so real.
Not only did he fail to cover his face, which still had a goatee and mustache, but the disguise also attracted attention, and the police easily apprehended him. Number 18, Daniel Glenn.
I need you to arrest me.
It's important to be prepared, especially if you're going to rob a store. It's possible to be too prepared, though, which is exactly what happened to Daniel Glenn, who inexplicably decided to call ahead to ask the store how much cash was in the register. Imagine how that conversation went. "Hello, I'd like to place a takeout order for all the money. Can I get fries with that?" Confused and slightly alarmed, the store owner immediately called the police, who arrived.
Dumb. Who calls a bank before they rob it? Wait, first of all, who asked the bank how much money they got? Wait. Told you. These y'all favorite criminals. These are you all favorite criminals.
Arrested Glenn on his way to the store. Number 17, Tony Van. Breaking the law requires a certain audacity. But Tony Van, a 37-year-old San Francisco hairstylist, took this to a new level when he drove a stolen car to his own trial. Van was facing charges for possessing a stolen $125,000 Porsche Carrera, so maybe he thought no one would notice when he arrived at court in a stolen Lexus instead. When Yorkshire puppies he'd left inside escaped through a window, sheriff's deputies noticed and ran the license plate. He was charged with possession of a stolen car and computer, as well as animal cruelty. Number 16, Trevor Jones. Ever just want to check your Facebook one more time? 34-year-old Trevor Jones couldn't resist when he broke into a house in Gwinnett County, Georgia, in November 2011. Unfortunately for him, he used the home computer to log in. To be fair, it's no wonder he wanted some social media downtime. A woman whose house he'd tried to rob earlier had seen his car, taken his keys and wallet, and called the police. Jones had to swim a pond to escape before breaking into another nearby house. Still, he probably should have logged out of Facebook before leaving.
Did this clown log into his... Oh, no. This clown logged on into their Facebook, bruh, before leaving their house. So you know who the criminal is, because you didn't log out. These are y'all criminals.
Instead, he gave police everything they needed to identify him and issue arrest warrants. Number 15, Albert Bailey.
Police in Connecticut say they had ample warning of a bank robbery because the two suspects called the bank ahead of time, telling an employee to get a bag of money ready.
We're gonna say
Hey, bro, I'm gonna pull up in a minute, bro. Make sure y'all had the cash ready. Me and my homeboy went away to come rob.
this now. If you're planning on robbing a store or bank, don't call ahead and ask them suspicious questions or warn them that you're coming.
We are the ex-presidents, and as you can see, we are in fact robbing your bank. So with a little cooperation, I won't have to blow your heads off.
Seemingly inspired by our previous entry, Albert Bailey called the bank and told him he was coming to rob them so that they would have the money ready for him when he got there. He even had an accomplice enter the bank with a note informing the tellers who Bailey was.
Open the damn door!
Obviously, the tellers had called the police, who apprehended Bailey immediately.
They couldn't even have the element of surprise. They just know when they get there, oh y'all make sure y'all line up right here, because they're going to be on their way in a minute.
Hold it right there. You're under arrest. I'm taking you in.
Number 14. R.C. Gaitlin. Curiosity killed the cat, and it also caught the criminal. In 1988, R.C. Gaitlin came across some friendly Detroit police officers who were showing off their squad car's computer to a few local kids. His interest piqued. Gaitlin approached the officers and asked them to give him a demonstration, voluntarily giving them his driver's license so they could run a background check. The cops complied, and discovered Gaitlin had an outstanding arrest warrant for armed robbery. It wasn't outstanding for much longer. The police arrested Gaitlin on the spot. Still, he must have been impressed at how well the technology worked.
Dum, da, dum, dum, dum. First of all, if you're trying to hide a darn record, you don't go up to a police that's running backgrounds and say, oh, hey, you run my background? Bruh.
Number 13. The Living Dead Burglar. There are times when playing dead might be a smart idea. In the animal world, the Virginia opossum plays dead to avoid predators, and some fish feign death to attract prey. But when a 23-year-old man broke into a Spanish funeral home in March 2008, he learned it isn't the most successful strategy in the human world. When police arrived to investigate the reported break-in, this man tried to fool them by lying on a table in a glass chamber used for wakes. Police were tipped off when they noticed that, for a corpse, he was awfully alive, breathing and everything. Number 12. Christian Bala.
Polish intellectual Christian Bala believed he could get away with murder. He's now serving 25 years in prison.
To commit a crime, you have to be slightly arrogant. If you get away with the crime, this arrogance can increase to the point where you feel untouchable. After murdering Dariusz Janiszewski in 2000, Polish author Christian Bala wrote a novel titled Amok, which featured an eerily similar murder and details of the case only the murderer himself could have been privy to.
The torture and murder of advertising executives.
This dude wrote a book about it, how he killed somebody. Bruh, that's evidence for yourself. That's evidence for the other folk that trying to come get you. No, so don't tell me. I'm just gonna do a slight guess, prediction on what happened. Let's see. The police caught wind of the book. They noticed it was too similar to a case that was still open, and they took him in And he went to jail.
Dariusz Januszewski goes unsolved for nearly 3 years until Christian Bala posts extracts of his first violent novel on his blog.
Police uncovered clues relating to the murder, most of which came from the novel, eventually arresting and charging Bala.
It was a very personal murder.
I told y'all. Dum, da, dum, dum, dum.
You know, he had a score to settle.
To their shock, they discovered on his computer plans to kill another person to tie in with the next novel he was planning to write.
From his cell, Bala still rankles at how his novel was interpreted by the police.
Bala's infamy lives on. In 2017, Amok was adapted into a feature film by director Kasia Adamik. Number 11. Christopher Kron. It's only polite to answer the phone. It could be someone important, like the company that monitors the alarm you just tripped. On the night of his birthday, 47-year-old Christopher Kron broke into the Junkanoo bar on Fort Myers Beach to steal a bottle of Grand Marnier. When the alarm company called, he not only answered the phone, but also gave his full name. Because he hadn't hidden his face either, police were able to identify and arrest him the next day based on video surveillance of the break-in. Number 10. Eloise D. Reeves.
This is drug.
That was our favorite criminal. This dude broke into the spot. The alarm went off. They called the phone, and this clown picks up the phone, give him the.
This is your brain on drugs.
Buying drugs is an art because you don't have the option to exchange or refund your purchases if you don't like the product you get. Apparently, no one told this to Eloise Reeves, who had the gall to go to the police to complain about the quality of the crack cocaine she'd just bought. She reportedly pulled the crack rock from her mouth and placed it on the cop car for the deputy to inspect.
What you need?
One, please.
One what?
One rock of
One crack.
A crack rock. Is that enough?
She was charged with the possession of cocaine and fined roughly $1,500. Number 9. Jonathan Ochola. People have busy lives, and sometimes the only way to keep track of important events and dates is by keeping a diary.
Dear Diary, Sleeping Beauty is having a slumber party tomorrow, but Dad says I can't go. He never lets me out after sunset.
It might be a good idea to leave out any planned criminal activity, however. This seemingly never registered with Jonathan Ochola, who on June 12, 2010 wrote, "Go Portsmouth robbery happens" in his diary.
Your diary proved very interesting to read.
You read my journal?
The police were able to link him to the robbery as the getaway driver, and when confronted, Ochola attempted to blame it entirely on his buddy.
Arrest him. It's his fault.
There is plenty of fault to be passed around.
Number 8. Mark Smith. We aren't sure if there's a criminal handbook, but we have to guess that falling asleep in the house you're robbing has to be high on the things not to do list. Mark Smith must not have read that page.
By dinner, I popped a few more on top of some cocktails and a Valium or two.
Smith decided to take a quick nap under his victim's bed, drunk on vodka and high on Valium, only to be discovered by the homeowner, who immediately called the police.
Not off. I wake up in strange places. I have no idea how I got there.
I'm done. This dude fell asleep under the bed. What's life?
You need to lighten up.
We've heard of cat burglars before, but Smith seems to associate more with cat nappers.
I'm done. We'll stop it right there, y'all. Why not? It's lagging. Part 1 done. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Them y'all favorite.
Number 7. Christopher Koch. In any criminal endeavor, there's plenty that can go wrong, but step 1 is actually getting inside. In any criminal endeavor, there's plenty that can go wrong, but step 1 is actually getting inside the building you hope to rob. 28-year-old Christopher Koch should have looked at the opening hours before attempting to rob a Citizens and Northern Bank in Liberty, Pennsylvania. Wearing a ski mask and gloves, he rushed the door, only to find the bank had just closed. To be completely fair, what kind of bank closes at noon? As Koch
I'm done. It get worse and worse. Well, that give y'all that urge to come back. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. We gonna stay moving. I'm gonna make a part 2 soon. Not me, Mr. 3. Peace, love, positivity. I'm done. Okay.